Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Mr. Belson has also joined the numerous people condemning the violence that occurred in the just ended Ablekuma rerun election, except that of the one on Hawa Koomson. And I would like you to join me listening to what she said about that and a lot of things which she don't want it to happen again. Before we go, this station still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members to watch as well. You can equally leave a comment at the comment section. Please do drop a comment. Your comments are most important to us. Do drop it at the comment section and you read and do justice to it. Or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777. Thank you. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to the story in brief. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Amb.Zita.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here with my brothers here. Mr. Landon and I used to do GTV way back.
Yes.
Yes. And I haven't seen him in a while. So I'm happy to see him. My brother Alaji. I'm learning a lot of
Excellency.
When the scorpion bites, you get ready for the snake. And then my brother me, it was nice listening to you.
I'm grateful.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, I would start by condemning the violence that occurred yesterday. And, you know, it's scary because this didn't start yesterday. Violence is creeping slowly into our electoral system. And we have to find a way to curb it. Otherwise, you know, going into 2028 is going to get worse. We didn't get here yesterday, like I said. And I condemn all forms of violence that occurred, except one. Except the one on Hawa Koomson. Oh, yes, she deserved it. Because she is known for it. She has been unleashing violence on people. In July, during the registration, she shot at people. It's there, you can Google it. She took a gun, that one was not even an election. Minister of State, who should lead by example, a woman, who should have, you know, empathy for people. When she's going into an electoral area, she carries a gun, weapons on her. All the men who follow her are known. That is why she got the nickname Kaswa Rambo. So somebody who is known for that gets into the area, and I have seen the video. She started attacking. She should know better. As a former Minister of State, your responsibilities is higher than the macho man down there. So the honors of duty and care that as a former Minister of State you owe to the state is higher than, you know, somebody who just goes to the gym, builds muscles and comes to fight at elections. She should know better. The video I saw was of her spraying pepper spray into the crowd. So obviously some of that pepper spray touched the man who dived and jumped her. I'm sure that the man was standing somewhere minding his own business and then felt the burning sensation and just jumped on her. So it should be a lesson to all of us. And I pray that she learns a lesson from what she did yesterday. To going into another election, not to go there armed with pepper sprays, knives and guns and so on and so forth. She should lead by example. So I condemn the attack on the media men, the policeman who slapped. I saw the video, it was in bad taste. He needs to be punished. The fact that you are wearing a uniform doesn't give you the right to, you know, take the law into your hands and beat up people. It is wrong. It is wrong. And I have been a victim of electoral violence before. In 2008, I ran at Domi Kwabinya. I went to the Taifa market. I was with Adekoka. may his soul rest in peace. I was with E.T. Mensah, may his soul rest in peace. They ran and left me. Adekoke's E.T. Mensah's bodyguard got his head smashed. I didn't run, I stood. But I didn't run because the people were throwing stones. They they were not even tags. They immediately saw us. And when I ran at Indomi Kwabenya, what they told me was that it was a no-go area for NDC because it is an MPP stronghold. So when I got there, they said, "Oh, the NDC people are here," and then they started throwing stones. So and the men that I went with, they all left me and I stood. So later on, it was the police who, I didn't have anything on me. I didn't have pepper spray, because at the time I thought that it was just a mere election. I didn't think it was going to be a war zone. So they ran away and they went to the Atomic Police Station. I stood and the police, about 6 armed men, came and put me in the middle and they took me away. I'm sure Metro TV or GTV or TV3 would have that clip because they took it. So I was lucky to have escaped. I was also a victim of electoral violence recently in the 2024 election at Nsawam Edwajiri. I was a coalition agent at Nsawam Edwajiri. So as the counting was going on, one party realized that they were losing, and they sent tags, led by the MP. They sent tags to the coalition center. It was a secondary school, and I was in the coalition center when the tags started shaking the door, metal doors. They broke the metal doors down, and even as they were trying to break the metal doors down, it was a mob action. They were throwing stones, so you could hear the stones rolling on the ceiling, the roofing. And, one stone hits your head, you are gone, brain injury, you are dead. And then all of a sudden, I saw armed men shooting into the coalition center. And I didn't know, I had to run. I was with my friends, we ran. But in the midst of running, I had in mind that, any bullets, stray bullets could hit you. So this happened on the night of the election, December 8th in the morning, around 4 a.m. From there, I sat in my car, I got back to Accra around 7 a.m. So any form of electoral violence is bad. And we shouldn't encourage it, let alone from a former minister. Okay, and at the time that Hawa Koomson was shooting guns, she was a minister of state, she was a minister of fisheries, and she was shooting guns at a registration center. And her excuse was that she did it to protect herself. Why did she even take a gun to a registration center in the first place? Her government was in power, nothing happened to her. She walked away scot-free. Yesterday she appeared and she had pepper spray on her, started spraying people. And of course, if you spray me, because it burns, it's very, very painful. So obviously the person felt it and dived at her. So she deserved what she got. But going forward, we have to find a way. And I'm not even going to go to the recommendation yet. In 2020, 8 people lost their lives during the election. 8 people. Like my brother Nee said, it says we are just going to count. Why do we have to lose lives? The 8 people, one included a 13-year-old at Ododo Dio. What did she do? She's not even ready. She's not even a voter. She's not even 18. But like I said, stray bullets. So we have to find a way to ensure that if we are going to vote, we don't become like an animal kingdom or a jungle where, and before the election started, I saw videos of MPP, one of your vice chairmen and some of the big men, they were there saying that, oh, we are ready for NDC. We have seen, we are ready. If they bring it, we are ready. You can't go into an election thinking that you are going to fight. It's an election for a reason. You are going to vote. You are not going to fight. So if you go there with the mindset that you are going to fight, you have to prepare yourself to fight. If we want to fight, then we'll go and join South Sudan, or let's move to Sudan or somewhere and start fighting. But if as leaders you come and then you are recorded on video saying that we are ready to fight, look, we can all protect ourselves. If you bring it on, we'll meet you. So as leaders, we shouldn't incite our people. Get there and grant interviews and say that we are here. If NDC, we know that they are ready. You see, and NPP has copied. They've gone to form a blue army. Our concept of the green army is not to fight. It's a youth group that was set up to galvanize for campaign. The youth go down there and campaign, but because of the word army, they feel that it's something to know. The Green Army, I attended the youth launch and everything. I was part of it. It is not a two men to fight. But they sent the Blue Army in the morning that the Blue Army is there. Nobody is fighting. Only 19 polling stations. And look at what happened yesterday. It was shameful. It was, and I'm sure that if our Koomson wasn't there, wouldn't have gotten to that extent. She's known for violence. Wherever she goes, she takes it along. So she took it there. People were ready for her. Because they knew that once she comes, she has a gun on her. Even during 2024 election, her men shot one person dead. And I'm calling on the president to have that election violence that led to one person dying at Kaswa investigated. It needs to be investigated. She can't walk, she can't continue to shed blood during registration and during election and walk away scot-free. She can't do that. She's not above the law in this country. She's not. But how did we get here? The Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission brought us here. On December 7th, 2024, Erabna Obin was declared winner. The next day, Jean Mensah came and annulled that declaration. So they brought us here. So when I hear the NPP saying that, oh, we are getting injustice from NDC because they are in power and they are trying to twist our arms and get the Ablekuma seat from us, I laugh. You were in power on December 7th, 2024 when Erabna was declared. Her hands were twisted and the seat was taken away from her. So who suffered injustice? You were in power. You used your power and your influence over the Electoral Commission to take away the seat from Erabna. Erabna has been the one fighting for this seat for the past 7 months. So you cannot come and cry foul when something you created has come back to bite you. I'm sure my brother will have a proverb for that. You create the problem. The problem comes to bite you, and then you cry injustice. That is most unfortunate. And then go around saying that I'm a poor widow. I'm a poor widow. Widow doesn't qualify you. I mean, one of the qualifications for going into parliament, it doesn't say you have to be a widow to go there. You know, there are qualifications for it. It doesn't matter who you are. Once you qualify, and we don't care your personal situation. You know, once you qualify, you can do the work and the people vote for you, you go. So the EC brought us to this situation. And it was not just, don't forget, it was not just Ablekuma North. We had Domi Kwabenya. In Domi Kwabenya, the candidate, the MPP candidate, Michael Kwe Jr., actually conceded. He conceded defeat to our NDC candidate. And then the Electoral Commission turns around, comes back, and says that, oh no, we think that you won. When the man who went for the election, the returning officer had declared the NDC candidate winner. The man who won had agreed that the man who lost had agreed that I have lost. The EC says, no, we want more, we are taking it back. So the EC is the problem. Whoever was controlling the EC at the time did not do the EC any good. They came back. Tema Central, your constituency, is part of it. They are in court. Okankwe Central is part of it. Akwetia is part of it. I was in Tesano police station when Akwetia was declared in the absence of NDC. Our executives were on their way coming from Akwetia when we called them and told them, don't bother. They have already declared the MPP winner of the election. So go back. Which was very, very unfair. At least give the other party the opportunity to get there, do the recount, and then let them know that this is their situation. But that's what the EC did. I was there. And I was there because in Sanwam, I was representing in Sanwam Matesano police station. In Sanwam did not have pink sheets. Just as Ablekuma did not have pink sheets. The EC did not have pink sheets. And pink sheet determines who the winner is. We were calling for a rerun. The EC said no. They went to court. The court finally managed to get a court order and declared someone for MPP. When there were clearly no pink sheets for both parties. So what we were doing was that the pink sheets that NDC had, we would bring, the pink sheets that MPP had, they would bring, and then when we both agree. So we got to a stage where one of the pink sheets did not tally, the pink sheets that EC brought did not tally with both NDC and MPP, and then there was a stalemate, and that's when they took it to the court, and the court granted it for MPP. So, in fact, the problem from 2020 election, where people were killed, 8 people died, and I will call on the president once again to build a monument for the 8 people who lost their lives during the 2020 elections in front of the Electoral Commission office, the headquarters, to remind us not to ever go into an election and lose lives. A monument must be erected for those 8 people as a reminder that election is not about fighting, but is about just, exchange of minds and where you belong, and so on and so forth. That needs to be done. So that the EC, every time they walk around their office, they will know that the lives of these people are on their hands. So the EC has a big problem that they are big disappointments from head to toe. All the 6 directors, they must go. They must go. When we were complaining about the EC, the MPP became their spokespersons. They were defending them. Just before we went into the election, we complained about names, some names that had been moved from polling stations, people who had registered for example in Pan-African TV. When they go, their name is not there. They didn't even know where their names had been. Yes. When we complained about it, the MPP were defending, they were the spokespersons of the EC. Today, the MPP says the EC must go. Why the U-turn? I mean, just stay and taste what you created. Don't let them go. But for once, both MPP and NDC agree that the Jean Mensah-led administration, all the directors must go, because I personally don't trust them. And if you are in charge, you're supposed to be neutral, you're supposed to be independent, and you are not trusted, then what are you doing there? Jean Mensah has proved herself twice that she can't be trusted. During the 2020 declaration of the election results, she found a way to get our agents out of the collation center, changed the venue where the declaration was going to be made, and once our agents left, they went to another venue and hurriedly declared the 2020 elections. And what happened after that? She came back about 4 times and said that she had made mistakes. How do you make mistakes in an election? And she only admitted that she had made mistakes because when she put out the figures, the percentages did not jive. And people started calculating. We have people who know math. They said, no, if you said this is the figures that you got, then your percentages are wrong. It's not adding up. In math, 1 + 1 is 2. You can't do anything about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So she came back, changed the results about 2 or 3 or 4 times, and then finally left it like that. So Jean Mensah has proven herself, and I think that I thought that she would even resign, but she's still there, which is fine. But if she won't listen to the parties, and she won't do what the parties want, because parties are telling you this is not how it's supposed to go, and you've adopted an obia attitude. You do what you want. You are not there per your own authority. You are being paid with the taxpayers' money, and if you conduct an election and create such a mess, my brother talked about Saul. The same thing. 4 years Saul did not have representation. G-Mensa sat in the office, never did anything about it, left the people of Saul without an MP. G-Mensa sat there, she did nothing about it. She did nothing about it. That her job was to ensure that an election, even if it did not happen during the December 2020 election era, it should have happened during the year. It didn't happen. For 7 months, because of their own mistakes that they did, I won't call it mistakes, deliberate attempts to take away seats that belong to NDC to give to the MPP. For 7 months, Ablekuma North did not have representation in Parliament. And I will use this opportunity to congratulate my sister Irabna Orban for a good fight that she did not give up along the way, because it is not easy to run to be an MP. It is not easy at all. Your money, your mental health, everything, your physical everything. Because if you are running against someone like Hawa Koomson, then you know your life is even in danger. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not easy. So Irabna, congratulations. You fought well, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And so I feel that going forward, I don't want us to take this kind of violence into 2028, because I have, like I said, I've been a victim twice. You never know third time what will happen. So I pray that we find solution to this kind of violence that has creeped into our electoral system, and make people accountable. If a national officer of any political party, me included, if I'm found making inflammatory statements and telling my people to go and fight, I incited it. Don't just arrest the macho people who do it. The person who incited that violence must also be arrested. It doesn't matter which party the person belongs to. So we have to look at reforms for our electoral system and punish people who engage in this. If we do that, people will know that, look, I can't go and incite and get away with it. You know, so such reforms must be made. The Electoral Commission is not above the law. If the EC makes a mistake, in Ghana, we don't punish people for making mistakes in the course of their duty. In other jurisdictions, they do. So if you are an electoral officer and you do something wrong, which leads to this kind of embarrassment and pain and struggle, leading to violence yesterday, whoever was in charge yesterday would have been made to resign for causing this mess. So we have to look at reforms where the officers of the Electoral Commission would also be held liable in the course of their duty. Their duty is not just to go and sit down and count and do all that. They are supposed to ensure that there's free and fair election and violence-free election, because the violence starts when people begin to feel that they are being cheated. That's when the violence starts. And I'll give you a typical example. When I was posted to Insamam, I did rounds of the polling station, and I was called that one how do you call the women, the people who do the I've forgotten the name, those who give out the electoral officer, one female electoral officer had been arrested. What did she do? I think from the tally that she was seeing, she realized that MPP was losing. So what she did was she took some of the papers, the ballot papers, and she was going to give it out to people because people didn't turn up for MPP. The people didn't turn up for MPP. So they told her to take some of the papers and then put it in the box. Our boys were very vigilant. They were there, they were watching, and they caught her putting the paper in her sleeve. And when they caught her, so she pretended she was going to the bathroom, and no, she was about to put it in the box, and they pounced on her. When they pounced on her, do you know what she did with the paper? She swallowed the paper. She swallowed the paper. So they took her to the police station. I even posted her picture on my Facebook wall. This is a woman who is part of the electoral process. She was employed by the Electoral Commission to engage in a free and fair election, but she is the one who is taking out ballot papers and going to put in the ballot box. So such people must be punished. Yes. So we need to hold such people responsible. So the mistrust of the Electoral Commission is very. We need a whole system. We need a whole system. We have to look at the laws, to look at punishment for electoral officers who flout the law. They can't just flout the law and destroy our electoral system and get away with it. We have to also look at political actors who incite people to go and engage in violence. We don't want to leave this kind of legacy for the next generation. It is in very bad taste. So going forward, that is what I would say.
Okay, thank you very much. She condemns all violence except the one against Hawa Koomson. That's quite an interesting position to take. Anyway, Musa Abatua says, Senna, the violence that characterized some polling stations in Ablekuma North is condemnable, and the MPP does not have the moral right to criticize having failed to condemn the chaos during the Ayawaso by-election. Hawa Koomson must be blamed for provoking the tension with her aggressive remarks, seemingly trying to revive a Rambo woman style. But ultimately, she failed. Thank you, Musa Abatua. This is Habib, who says, let me congratulate the great NDC for the victory of yesterday. 19 polling stations at Ablekuma North and the absolute majority in parliament. And I condemn yesterday's violence. But in this world, violence begets violence. Years ago, we all saw what happened at Ayawaso West Wagon. So the MPP has no right to jump on the moral high grounds to condemn any violence in our beloved country. No woman should pass through what Hawa Rambo Koomson went through yesterday. But Auntie Rambo has a history of using guns, so we were lucky she wasn't holding a gun. But pepper spray. But even pepper spray is a dangerous weapon. Let's condemn all forms of violence because violence begets violence. That's Habib in Italy. Thank you very much. And there's Hadi in Pig Farm. Because the MPP should just keep quiet. The government of President John Dramani Mahama is still thinking of how to fix the mess the Nanado Baumia left behind. What happened yesterday wasn't a coincidence, but it was the cause of injustice from the previous events in our politics. It is either we work it out now or it continues. I don't know for how long. Afeni Makins and his group should just shut up. As for Madam Hawa Koomson, she is the cause of her own problem. A native doctor who calls for the rain to come should not be afraid of thunder and the strike that will follow. Send that. Thank you. There's Koblavia of Pokwasi Benghazi, who says, the brutality MPP suffered in Ablekuma North yesterday is a version of Atiwa and Ayawaso West Wagon attack on NDC party during President Akufo-Addo's time. MPP members who were attacked in Ablekuma North yesterday should blame themselves because MPP did the same to NDC in Ayawaso West Wagon election. It was President Akufo-Addo who set that bad example, and it has affected his own party members. That's Koblavia Pokwasi Benghazi stands on the matter. This is coming from Papa Bisio. Because the question that's lingering in the minds of a lot of Ghanaians, who were those firing guns at Radiant Way School at Ablekuma North yesterday? Our security agencies must wake up, especially the national security outfit. Akwetia on my mind, Papa BCU sent that from Accra. Prince Henry Koforidua says, to be sincere, I don't think the violence that took place at Ablekuma North, to be sincere, I don't support the violence that took place at Ablekuma North. But the MPP who supported the violence at Ayawaso West must be the last people to talk about Ablekuma North violence. The MPP should boycott the 2028 elections as far as the current EC chairperson is still at post. The hypocrisy of the MPP is legendary. God bless our homeland, Ghana. That's Prince Aaron Koforidua who sent that. Justice Konyo says, good morning. Ablekuma North election calls for humanity and restraint. Says that Ablekuma North rerun election could have been handled better. In all things, we must place humanity above political interests. The assault on the MPP deputy organizer was completely uncalled for, no matter the level of provocation. Violence should never be the response. To my fellow youth, let us exercise patience and self-control. Politics should not drive us to harm one another. Let us lead with wisdom, not aggression. That's just.
I want you to listen carefully to what she also said about the Gold Board, and Sammy Jemfi's performance. Thank you.
Leave a country in total chaos. I think Nkrumah wrote a book called The Challenge in the Congo, where he talks about his attempt to broker peace there and try to support the government. Yes, for so long. Yes, for so long. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's happening.
Well, Ambassador.
Yes. In fact, Ni and Alaji have said it all. And I really like how Ni is passionate and honest and non-partisan. I mean, he tells the truth. I mean, if someone does something good, you have to say it. So yeah, kudos on that. I really like that. The Gold Board is doing wonders, and I must also join in saying congratulations to Sammy Jemfi and the team on this Gold Board thing. It's brought a little stability to our economy. And recently I was reading that IMF was saying that we should slow down with the stabilization of the foreign currency because it's not working well for them. But right now we are in control of whatever we are doing, and I'm very happy with how things are being done. He spoke about the UAE, getting the raw gold and refining it and sending it to the market. That's what happens. We have gold here in Ghana, but we go to Dubai to go and buy gold because it's cheaper and better refined over there. So one of the things that I'm proud and happy that the Gold Board is doing is also refining the gold before taking out, so that some of us don't have to go to Dubai to go and buy refined gold, And for now, the Gold Board has managed to prevent smuggling. We have managed to save $6 billion from smuggling of gold, which is a very good thing. This $6 billion would have gone into people's pockets. I've always been passionate about illegal mining. Why? Because the resources belongs to all of us. Yet we have just a group of people led by Chinese people who come and take the gold that is supposed to be used for all of us as a nation. They take it, put it in their pocket, and then they take it away. And then we have lack of educational facilities, lack of hospitals, lack of roads, and all that. This $6 billion that have been saved from gold smuggling can be used to build infrastructure for the country. Dubai doesn't have gold, but if you want gold, you go to Dubai to go and buy gold. But they don't have gold. What Dubai has is oil, which is non-renewable. And they've used the oil to build their country. To now they are benefiting from tourism to the extent that we go there and go and spend money on tourism in Dubai. So when they run out of their oil, the next thing they are looking at is tourism, because tourism really pays. So if we are also able to seal the leakages from the smuggling of our gold, we can use that money to build our country, to the extent that Ghana would also become a hub for tourism. So that's how it, when I was Minister for Tourism, I remember that tourism was a third exchange earner. I don't know where it stands now. But tourism is an exchange earner for the country. And so if we are able to seal the loopholes and the leakages and save some money, we can build our infrastructure to the extent that Ghana would also be a place, first choice of tourist destination for people. So they are doing a very good thing. And what I like is that the Gold Board and His Excellency John Mahama, they are not just talking, they are walking the talk. A task force has been put in place to ensure that illegal mining, those engaging in illegal mining, is finally we put a stop to it. I'm happy about the task force because, fighting illegal mining is not easy. The past governments led by Nanado failed it. They couldn't fight the illegal mining, mostly because the perpetrators were mostly from governments, from the party and from their own government. So they couldn't really fight it because they were the ones who were engaged in it. People like Wontumi and Co were the ones who were engaged in it. So in future, I don't know how to say this, but I felt sad when someone like Wontumi came to sit on TV and brought gold bars, came to insult us and said, these are gold bars, these are mine. You know, gold that is meant for all of us. Because his party is in power, he has access to go and mine it and come and rub it in our face that these gold bars are mine. So those days are over. That now the gold belongs to all of us. It's being regulated by the gold board to the extent that nobody can come and show off gold bars in our faces. So it's very good. And His Excellency has also given a warning that if you are caught, any member of his government is caught engaging in galamsey, you will face the law. So that for starters is also good. What we need to do is to engage the small scale miners, because it's not as if you want to put them out of job. Engage them. The small scale miners, engage them. They have to be licensed. Their responsibilities must also be made clear to them. You don't go mine gold in a water body, destroy the water body, and leave. You don't go into the forest areas, dig up gold, and leave. You know, so those things must be made clear to the people who are engaged in small scale mining. That yes, if you are given a small scale mining license, these are your obligations, these are your responsibilities. You need to restore the land back. You cannot use these minerals, cyanide and all those poisonous minerals in our water bodies. Water that is supposed to serve us. As we speak, most areas don't even have water flowing through their taps because we as citizens or people who are engaged in galamsey, they have destroyed our water bodies. And I know that they are trying to reclaim those waters and repair all that. So it's good that we are doing that. If you look at regional trading, how do we even start? We rely mostly on the Western world. But our brothers from Chad and Burkina Faso, they've cut ties with the West. Chad cut ties with France because France has been cheating Africa for a very long time. Whatever, yes, stealing from Africa. France has nothing. Every resource they have is coming from the Francophone countries that they colonized through their assimilation policy and stuff that they did. So I am happy that Chad has finally managed to get a leader who has been bold enough to say that, look, enough, France, stay where you are. We are going to control our own resources. So they've cut off, and Burkina Faso is also doing very well. Burkina Faso has also stopped export of products like cashew and yes, and even beans. I saw a circular that said that they have still put a ban on exportation of beans because Ghana buys beans from. So they want to do more domestic trading. Yeah. So we can also do that, do domestic trading, do regional trading. Mostly in Ghana, what I notice is that the enemy is amongst us. We are our own enemies. So, you know, government is trying to ensure that we regulate gold, but our own people will rise against it and say, no, because they would prefer a Chinese person or a foreigner to come and take that money away. So we have to be firm. So that's why when he said, you know, if they are Ghanaian companies, they have to be Ghanaian companies. We don't have to front for them. But mostly that's what happens. And the DVLA is also supporting the fight against galamsey. Now what happens is that all excavators that come into the country must be registered with the DVLA. And I think they put a tracker on it. So they know the location of every excavator. So you can't just carry your excavator and go into a forest reserve and start digging for gold. So the policies of this governments, the gold board and everything, you know, related to gold, related to galamsey, illegal mining, I really, really like it. In the past, Sana, what we saw was we have Anglo Gold, Ashanti coming in, you know, foreign countries coming in. We signed a contract with them. They give us 3%. of royalty. If you are lucky. Our own gold that you have come and mine, we don't have access to that gold. They pay us 3%. I remember that it was during Atamil's time, he so rest in peace, that cabinet increased the 3% to 6% royalty. And I don't blame them. I blame leadership who signed these contracts. It looks as if we feel intimidated by the white people when they come. So when they come and they tell us, oh, we found gold, or we want this gold concession, we are not able to tell them this is what we want. So going forward, the new crop of leadership must be able to fight in the interests of the people. That if a foreign company comes and you give them a concession, there should be a threshold. We shouldn't be getting more than 60%. Because they are going to invest their money and everything. So we have to come back. But 3% royalty to the states where we don't have access to the gold. Like he said, Obuasi is very poor. What have we put in place to ensure that Anglo gold, whatever gold they are taking, at least that area must benefit from the gold. But you come and take their gold away and they are still living in poverty. So past leaders have really failed when it comes to signing of these contracts. Even our oil, when Talo found the oil, how much are we getting? We are still buying oil. We're still buying refined oil from Nigeria, Colombia, and other places, because we only get 10% of our own oil. 10%. And 10% is not enough to take care of the country. So if we get more than 10%, if we have signed for more than 10%, and we even have a refinery working, we wouldn't need to buy refined oil. To the extent that sometimes there's even shortage of petrol or gas on the market. So these contracts must be looked at. It must be regulated. And Gold Board has been set up, to work as cocoa board, to regulate it. So, we are able to regulate who takes the gold out, and I like the punitive measures that have also been put in place. The whistleblower thing, where if you are able to tell government, tell government that this person is engaging in galamsey, you get 10% of whatever gold that they have mined. So it's very good, Senna. It's very, very good. They from January, exports from the small-scale mining sector reached 51.5 tons. 51.5 tons, which equals $5 billion. That is how much regulation of gold has brought in since January. That is how much. And that is what is stabilizing the dollar. The cedi. That is what is holding the cedi. And once the cedi becomes stable, all of us are able to breathe. All of us. Because then it controls cost of fuel. Because cost of fuel controls a lot of things. Transportation of goods and services, even food. Food from the rural areas coming in is determined by how much petrol they pay. So the Gold Board is in order. I hope that every person, it doesn't matter what party you belong to, like my brother Nee, you support it and let us make it a success. Don't pray that this government fails, because if the government fails, we will all suffer. If things go haywire, and like under Kufuor and Co, the dollar reaches 17 cedis, cost of living will go up. And if cost of living goes up, standard of living will also fall. All of us will suffer. I won't suffer alone, all of us. Maybe others will suffer more than others.
Thank you for making time with us. We much appreciate your time and say God bless you for the good work you are doing. We have much in store coming your way, and we urge you to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.